Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bulldog Show. I'm Darrell Allen, along with Thomasville High School head football coach Jonathan DeLay. Dogs coming off a big overtime win over Cairo Syrupmakers in Cairo Friday night, 35-28. And coach, you know when you play Cairo, it's going to be one of those kind of nights. And certainly it was.
It's a dadgum war. You think back in my career here at Thomasville, we went over there in 18. We went for 2 late in the game to win 15-14. In 20, it was kind of a dogfight back and forth. We pushed it over at the end. 22, my first year as the head coach, we had to run a trick play there at the end to go win it. And then what's left but overtime?
Right.
So we're real excited to bring the Syrup pitcher back home, but knowing that we had to battle last Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt. Both teams battled hard, coach. And coaches talk a lot about adversity, and certainly Friday night, get off to a fast start, jump up 21-0, and then the momentum switches to their side of the field. They come back to tie at 21. A lot of adversity right there. I mean, we had to settle in somehow or another.
A ton of adversity. I've talked about it, these first 2 ball games especially. You got to be able to keep your composure in those situations. And I thought we did pretty well. We got punched in the mouth there after getting up 21-0. And there was that little reel and shock of, oh no. But it was fall back on what we've preached. We've talked about connection. We talk about composure. And, everybody being bought into the plan, knowing that you're going to get a war. And, even we take the lead back, they tie it back up. It looks like we're going in to win the game. We had a ball security issue there in the red zone. And then, it gets to overtime. And that's when, I had a good feeling about it because we do overtime at practice every Tuesday. And, we're able to come and execute in overtime, score on the first play, then get a turnover. And, anytime you can get out of Cairo with a win, it's big.
Yeah, we talk a lot about, when we look at the overtime, everybody talks about the offense, a great run by Levante, but the defense came through.
Yeah, I mean, first play, I think, they may have had a 3 or 4 yard rush, then they had a penalty, and then they tried to run a reverse on the last play and fumbled the exchange right there, and Jeremiah was right on it, but we had it played, Keemon's sitting there at home on the backside waiting on it to come back to him, so, I was pleased with how we went and attacked overtime, and you can see it on the kids and the coaches and the fans. You can just hear the excitement when you win that way.
All right, Coach, Levante with 9 carries for 100 yards, 3 touchdowns, a run of 60 yards. And, not to be outdone, 14 carries for 140 yards and a touchdown with a long of 61 yards. And those 2 guys provided us a good spark.
Yeah, they did a really good job. One of the things we talked about last week was being explosive on offense, starting fast, but we talked specifically to the backs about if we could break the second level, there's a chance to go and score because they played so much man. And we did it twice there early in the game. And to be honest, that may be in a game you may only get 1 or 2 opportunities to do that, and we made the most of those. But here's the thing, we rushed the ball for 306 yards. And so that's a big testament to our offensive line, tight ends, receivers, all those guys blocking for those guys rushing the ball. That's pretty big. You got 2 guys go 100 plus, and we're able to, turn that ball up on the ground.
All right, Coach, Nigel Pittman, Cy Wilson, Rex Schofield with 2 catches apiece. Cy with the touchdown catch of 59 yards. Great adjustment to the ball.
Yeah, so it was one of those, again, they were in man and they brought a big pressure. And Cam knew he had all the space he wanted out away from the hash. We were running a go ball with Cy, and he threw it way outside and side, flips his hips, turns, locates the ball, catches it, and then makes a really good move to make the guy miss and go score. And those 2 guys, they do a good job of being on the same page with each other. We actually ran that play earlier in the week in practice. And Cam missed a little too far to the outside, so we got it adjusted up, and it paid off for us in the game.
All right, Cam had 114 yards passing on the night, 55 yards rushing for 169 total yards. He also had the 1 touchdown passing. Over on defense, Coach, our linebackers continue to make tackles. Tyler Ivey with 13 tackles, 1 for a loss. Joe Douglas with 11 tackles, 2 for a loss. Gerald Humbert had a fumble recovery. Keelan Jefferson had a sack, and then I want to mention Jalen Bryant, 6 tackles, 1 for a loss.
Yeah, all those guys played well. Jalen Bryant's been playing great the last few weeks. And then, you talk about our linebackers, Tyler, Joe, EJ, they all came in and played really well. And you got to tackle, when you're facing a team that runs the ball a lot like Cairo did, you've got to be able to tackle and get guys on the ground. And it's about how many hats can we get to the ball and get guys on the ground. Then Jeremiah was Johnny on the spot there in overtime, getting that fumble. And that was the key. One other guy to mention is Camden Christie, you know, our kicker. He went 5 for 5. I thought his kickoffs were great. You know, he kicked one out of bounds, but his placement was so good. But his 5 for 5 on extra points was huge. And, you know, he was tough on himself after the Pelham game because he missed those last 2, and he worked his rear end off all week, knowing that, you know, that might be the only play he needs to make in the game. If he doesn't make the 4 in regulation, then we don't even make it to overtime. And he did such a great job. Tyler Ivey with the snap and Trip Gable with all the holds there. It was huge. You know, those are 5 big points in the game. We had to have them to go and win.
Coach, one of our keys to the game Friday night was win the turnover battle. We didn't do that. Of course, we came up with the big turnover at the end.
Yeah.
The big turnover at the end, but sometimes we just didn't get on the ball when we needed to.
Yeah, you know, and some of that, part of that stuff that, you know, you gotta, Coach Fred says you gotta coach every down in Thomasville. So we had a muffed punt. You know, you can't advance a muff punt. You got to fall on it.
Okay.
And that was one of the things that was happening. You know, we were trying to advance it. Hey, guys, just fall on it. And, you know, we gave up an onside kick. It's one that we'd actually worked during the week, but just little things that we got to clean up. And that's what we talked about with our kids is we needed to win that way. We needed to understand that there are things that we've still got to improve upon, but even when things go as bad as they can go, this team can call back on each other, their connection and composure to go and get done what they need to get done. And that's what was special to me about the win Friday night.
And you're right, Coach, and that's part of that overcoming adversity.
Yeah, and you're going to hit, adversity hits every single ball game. It hits every single team. It's the team that deals with adversity the best that's able to come out and win.
All right, Coach, well, let's take a look at the highlights. Hot night Friday night.
Yeah, it was smoking. So against Pelham, it was nice. It turned into second summer Friday night. Opening kickoff, thought we got a great return right here. We did a really good job with our scheme based on how they were going to line up. And then first drive, you know, I'll take a 2-play drive to start a game any day of the week. The touchdown run right here is actually a play. We haven't run this play in 2 years. You know, Coach Wesley Clay said on Sunday, hey, you know, you think this would be good? And we all agreed, put it in, and I guess it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
But that was a big run by Ant right there. It was a great job by the tight end, Hunter Blanton, and then all the guys up front. And then another extra point, big extra point right there, put the Dogs up 7-0. And then the defense comes out on this first drive, does a really good job. You can see right there we're getting a bunch of hats to the ball, getting guys on the ground.
They have a large line of scrimmage.
They're both lines of scrimmage were huge. And they do a really good job of running the football. I thought we did a good job of running to the ball the other night. All right, and you can see, you know, every time we're making a tackle, we're trying to get as many red hats as possible to the ball. Thought Tyler had him on right here, but it was a great job to knock that thing down. And then again, right here, I believe we had 3rd and long. Yep, 3rd and long, and you know they just decided to run the ball. We stop them right there. Punter did a pretty good job, I thought, for them all night. They did a good job in their coverage.
He had high punts.
Yeah, it's really high punts, you know, and those are some of the ones difficult to deal with. Cam did a really good job on that boot right there, coming off his ride and getting it up and over right to Hunter. And then, you know, this is drive number 2. You know, we're kind of just, you know, methodically our 3, 4, 5, 6-yard plays. Right here we go to throw the ball. Cam steps up in the pocket, does a really good job keeping his pads down and goes and gets us into a 3rd and short. And then Levante right there again, picks his feet up, breaks the second level, and now we're gone. And that's what we've got to have. We've got to have those explosive plays, and, you know, having them in the run game was big for us. We'd been having them in the pass game, but now to have them in the run game as well, you feel like you're starting to put all the pieces together. They come out on their next drive right there, put the linebacker in at running back, and he does a really good job. That guy can play. I believe his number was number 40. He was flying around all over the field. But again, the very next play, you can see, you know, it's Jalen Bryant in there initially with Joe Douglas on that tackle. Right there, Keymine gets his hands up, knocks the ball down, brings us to 3rd down. There's a jet sweep to number 4. Number 4 was different. And he's just a 10th grader, so he's going to be one that we're going to have to deal with. Cy right there with a great fair catch, save us some yards. And then again, it's back to work. Now we run a little stretch play right here, we get called for a hold. So it comes back. Again, though, there's no panic. Messiah with a great catch right there, holds on, takes the hit. We get the penalty. We get the first down. Cam, a little zone read action right here. He gets the first down. Again, we're using all parts of the field. We're throwing the ball, running the ball. This is one of the best balls he threw all night, I thought, right in between the corner and the safety. Just didn't happen to catch it right there at the end. And it's like that sometimes, but there's no panic. I mean, now it's 2nd and 5. We run the football a couple times right here. All right, and then Cam, I believe, picks up the first down right here on a little quarterback outside zone play. Leland did a great job kicking out right there. We pick up the first. And then again, he drops back, doesn't like what he sees, scrambles, and we pick up another 7, 8 yards right there. And then we go to our little dog package, Vontae with a big carry right there, down inside the 5, and then we go right back to it, and we get in the end zone on the next one.
First one of 3 touchdowns for Levante, so a good night for him.
That was a really good night for him. I felt like probably his best run of the night was the one at the end, just breaking tackles, but that was a great job. Right there, you can see that ball was kicked right on the sideline. Our kickoff team does a great job right there covering and making that tackle inside the 30. Now they've put 4 at quarterback, and then, right here we had some trouble tackling, obviously, right there. Makari Williams does a great job sprinting all the way from the other side to knock him out of bounds. And then they go in, punch it in. So now it's 21-7. In the first quarter. All right, we've got a football game now. Mm-hmm. And, that was one of the things that I think our kids understand. When you've got an opportunity to go and to, step on somebody, you got to go and continue to stay on the gas. And, we're going to do a better job of that. And that's one of those reasons I said, we had to win that way to understand that we can go and play better. But again, defensively, you can see, there's a lot of hard hits occurring. Our kids, they don't lack for trying to hit folks hard. Caden Thomas right there with a really good effort on the punt block. He actually got a piece of one later in the game. But again, we get backed up right here, trying to punch it out. Get a pretty decent gain there on first down, and then Cam throws the bubble to his brother right here on second down, and we can get it out from the shadow of the end zone right there. And again, we're trying to punch this out. Our goal when we're coming out, our goal is to score, but then if we can't, we got to make 2 first downs so that if we do have to punt it, then we flip the field right there. Come away right here. We get a little pressure. Ball floats on us right there. We throw a pick on the 40. They come right back, and there goes number 4 again. And again, like I said, he's fast. Yeah, we need to tackle better right there, and that's understandable. But again, you practice that all week. You practice, hey, when 4's at quarterback, this is what's got to happen. When the lights come on, game speed's a little bit different.
It's hard to practice that speed.
Than scout team speed. Our scout team did a great job, but, the speed was a little different. Onside kick, they got us right there. They were able to recover it, but our defense did a great job right here making sure that they didn't have the opportunity to go and tie the game. So, again, that's kind of the same play. He just scored the touchdown, and there we are, Junior and Nigel down there in the box making the tackle on that play. And then, again, right here, as many hats as we can to the ball to get a big stop. There we are again. Caden about got that one too. He's getting closer and closer. And we talked this week, it's about get-offs. It's about making sure that you get off the ball as soon as that thing flinches. Cam did a good job here. Again, we're backed up. Reading it right there, pulling it out. And then again, right here, we take a sack. There's no turnover. We're fortunate in that aspect. Levante right here does a really good job carrying the football. We get it out from our own end zone. And then Makari Williams did a great job punting the ball the other night. He had a couple of punts over 40 yards. Mm-hmm. He had one that was downed inside the 20. So he did a really good job getting that ball off, and we did a good job in punt protection as well. Again, they're right here before half. We're trying to keep them from going down and tying the thing up. Got the lead going in the halftime. Third quarter, both offenses really come out kind of sputter. Obviously, we had the turnover that resulted in a touchdown, which you never like that. I thought the kickoff team did a great job right here in their coverage. And then defensively, we knew what their game plan was going to be. Now it's going to be, let's get number 4 and let's get him somewhere, whether it's on the perimeter, up inside. It really, they probably had it schemed up where they wanted him to go, but sometimes he just went where he needed to go. And again, right there, trying to run number 40, and we're making sure we got to make sure we get as many hats as possible to the ball. There's the TFL right there. And then again, they got a little play action set up right here. We do a great job getting pressure. We get the sack. It's 3rd and long. Again, with 4, trying to ride it, hit him on a little quarterback bash play. We end up stopping it, making them punt. We're going to throw the RPO here. Ball just gets knocked out of our hand. We're fortunate to get that one back. And then, a couple plays later, we know that we weren't fortunate enough to get it back, and then it became a ball game. 21-21 is back to 0-0 now, and it's about who's going to be the one, because they have all the momentum. So what are you going to do? Are you going to pout about what's happened in the past? Are you going to be dwelling on what's happened in the past? Or are you going to go make a play in the future? And, our guys, they went on this very next drive and answered. That's where Cam hit Cy, and that's where you've got the likings of a mature team when stuff like that happens. So, right here we come off, little run play. Then we go to take a shot right here. It's not there. Cam throws it away wisely. Get it to 3rd and 7. Throw a little screen right here to Nigel. And the one that was incomplete just a minute ago, is actually cleaner than that. He does a good job catching that ball and weaving his way through the traffic to get the first down. And then we're able to stay in our 10 personnel a little bit and get some runs. And then right there, Cy with a great adjustment and then a great move. Cam's getting pressure. He knows that I can throw it to the outside and I'll be okay. And, you can see it from right here. Cy flips his head all the way around, makes that catch, and then, hits him with a little stutter. And now it's 28-21, and the Dogs are back on top. Again, another great extra point right there. Tyler Ivey, Trip Gable, and Camden Christie right there. What an outstanding catch by the up back there on the return. We're trying to kick it low. That's an end-over-end line drive, and he reached up and snagged it. And it's back on defense. There's about 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter right here, and it's about swarming. We were slow playing it through the backside because we knew that he would cut it back. There's another great sack right there by Keymon Jefferson. Get those guys on the ground. Then right here, that's where Caden got it. Keymon would tell you today, Coach, I should have just kept running right there. Now, at the end of the play, Thomasville does have the ball, and he doesn't return punts. So, the fact that a punt came down to him, he was a little bit surprised too.
But be safe with the ball.
Yeah,
doing, Coach.
Safe with the ball. That's right.
Yeah.
We force another punt. He doesn't get the best roll in this one. We've got the ball around midfield, and again, we try to go to work, going side to side, north and south. We try to mix it up. Personnels mix up where we're hitting with stuff. There's Ant with a decent run right there. And then right here, I know it's 3rd and 4. Cam looks like it's confused. Cam didn't like the look. You threw it away. And in this type of game, in that situation, it's better not to force it, throw it away, punt the ball, try to pin them deep. 4 was back there on the punt, and he did a really good job going and getting that ball. But again, defense stepping up right here, making sure that we stop them on this drive early here in the 4th quarter. This right here, we got called for a hold on this pick on the outside. I mean, I didn't think it was, but obviously the flag came out.
It was a big play.
It was a big play in the game. But we didn't let it affect us either. We didn't let, what kind of calls we're getting or whatever affect how we're playing. So we just come right back out and do whatever we have to do to make sure we get them stopped so we can get the ball back. And we do. They go after that penalty. They go 3 and out after the penalty. And then they punt the ball back to us. Side does a good job right here with the fair catch. All right, we've got the ball, backed up just inside our 30. And we try to go to work here running the ball. Thought Levante did a good job right there, not trying to do too much going outside when he felt it wasn't there. Just stick his toe in the ground and go north. But again, it's about trying to go and push that ball down the field. Ant right here with a little outside zone play. We're trying to go inside, outside. And then we got in our dog. It's 3rd and 1. Felt like, man, let's go get the first down right here. And the reason we didn't punt, Tyler was in on that play, and he's our long snapper, and he had to come out for a play. So best thing to do right there is just put the ball in the offense's hand, and they made a play. And then they come right back, use number 4 as eye candy. That's a play we'd worked all week. But when they've had a guy running all over the field, you get one step up on him, and then you can get in trouble. They tied the game up again. We got another ball game. 4 minutes left in the game. They've got it tied up. We've got the ball inside our own 10, starting this drive. And this is one of those. It felt kind of like the Harlem game last year,
right?
Where it's we're backed up, and here we go, and it's Ant. He's punching the ball down the field just like last year. And then, there's no panic. You can see the clock working its way down. It's around 3 minutes. Cam with a good pull right there, good decision to pull the ball and to get north. We make another first down, hand the ball off. Again, yeah, it's a no gain play right there, but it's not a negative play. We felt like, hey, we're in the red zone right now. We feel good about kicking a field goal right here. Let's just continue to push the ball north and not do anything stupid. It's a great third down call right there by Coach Troop, and Cam executes it to Rex. And then, right here, we had a ball security issue. And obviously that's something we got to clean up. All right, nobody wants to be that guy. But, again, you got 22 other guys talking about your offense, or 21 other guys talking about offense and defense there to pick you up, and that's what they did. The defense gets the stops here. The clock runs out in regulation. We go to overtime. It's something we do every Tuesday at practice. First play, we run our little cat play, and Levante, he does a good job sticking up in there. Then it bounces, and they make first contact at the 7-yard line, and he pushes through the first contact, and then drags a couple guys into the end zone with him. Then again, another great PAT.
He had a good night, but that might have been his best
run.
Oh,
yeah. Might have been the best run of his career up to this point. It was the only play he had to make in that situation. And then defensively, we stone them, then we get a false start, and then here they come trying to run a reverse. Here in just a moment, ball goes on the ground, and we're right there, Johnny on the spot to pick it up. But you can see we've got 2 guys sitting back here waiting for it, with Nigel coming to run back through. Big night, the kids are excited, and that was just one of those great South Georgia games, a rivalry game where you're excited to come out of there with a win.
All right, so Dogs do that overtime win, and Coach, we talk about playing 4 quarters, and then of course that is a physical thing, but it's maybe more of a mental thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, the fourth quarter to me is being your strongest in that quarter is awesome. And it's not because you're not going hard quarters 1 through 3, because you want to start fast and you want to finish fast, but it's that mindset, it's that mental mindset of I'm stronger than my opponent in the fourth quarter. And then for us the other night, it's that mental mindset of, hey, we do overtime all the time.
Right.
All right, we know what the situation is, where the ball goes, how to make this happen. And, we were able to get the job done Friday.
All right, so Dogs go to 3-0 on the season and got the picture before we left Cairo.
Yeah, Coach Rayburn come running over there with it, and we've got it, and it's in the field house now. So we're going to put it among. I'm going to get it engraved and put it among all those other great things in the field house.
Maybe we make a permanent home there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Right. All right, so Dogs go to 3-0 on the season. Of course, Friday night, Coach back home at the Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets, coming to call 57th game in the series. Series tied at 28. Always a great crowd. We know that's going to be, and want to tell our people get there early.
Yeah.
So you're not panicking about parking or anything, and because it's going to be a big bunch.
Yeah, get there early and be loud.
Right.
We need the 12th man, and it's going to be great. I mean, I got chills thinking about it. Our kids get to play in this atmosphere. There's not many high school kids that get to play in an atmosphere like this game. We're real excited about all the folks that are going to be at the stadium and things like that. But our biggest thing, our biggest focus this week is how can we go and get better and do the things that we need to do to go and win the ball game.
Because this is the 4th week we played a game where the opposing team's campus is about 30 minutes from ours.
Yeah.
That creates rivalries.
Oh, yeah, and that's great, and that's what you want, and that's what South Georgia football is all about. It's all about these rivalry games, and, for us, for Thomasville, there's probably none bigger than this one. You got family members on each side of the ball. You got people that know each other, go to church together and things like that. everybody in town will be there. So, you know, if you need to go grocery shopping or anything like that, I'm sure nobody will be at the Publix or the Walmart.
All right, that'll be an 8 o'clock kickoff Friday night at the stadium as the Yellow Jackets come to call on the Bulldogs. And Coach and I will be back next week with the highlights section.